Spring is almost over, and with the temperature soaring, I think summer's just right around the corner. And if you would like to see how I put together these fun outdoorsy pages, you know what exactly to do? You keep it locked right here. What's up everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. I am in my daily journal for today, and we also have a lot of washi tapes from the washi tape shop. Some of the older ones, some of the newer ones, and definitely this Pixel Dash washi set. And I have seen all sorts of Dutch doors and I have tried various ones. Even that paper clip is from the washi tape shop. And I also have this scrap piece of paper which I will be using to make templates out of. And I might pull in from these functional boxes if needed, but just thought I would keep all of those handy. And I have all my usual tools, including the self-healing cutting mat and the washi cutter. All of these tools that you see are mostly from Journal Say, except for that washi cutter from Live Love Posh and the gyro cutter, which are my absolute favorite paper tools. And this is the B5 journal from Archer and Olive. And you can use my code Priya10 for 10% off at Archer and Olive, the washi tape shop, Live Love Posh, Planything, and a few other shops. So I'm moving the washi tapes aside and putting this chunky sticker book underneath the journal so that we can have some stability going while I dive into this adventurous setup that I have in mind. And this is the Disney with the hydrangeas collection. And this is the current week I'm on. I'm just starting off the week. And we will have everything ready to go. So just check out that video if you are keen on seeing how I've set up those fun pages. So I'll use my paper clip to just secure the pages and hold them in place. And let's get started. So I have kind of a rough idea in mind. And I think I will first go ahead and make the templates I'm talking about. Because there are a lot of these slanted Dutch doors which everybody tends to have lots of fun with. So I thought I will do something similar, more like a Polaroid picture, the film and all of those memories you can keep. And I did have some of my members. The membership is another option you can have if you want to have a voice on my channel. So here's an example. So one of my members wanted a journal that she could make for one of her granddaughters, and she asked me for ideas when it came to options for teenagers. I thought this would be like a fun memories journal kind of situation for somebody in that age group, because they love to travel, they love to explore, and they always love to spend time outdoors with their friends. So this is one of the ideas that I had wanted to share, and I had been thinking about it, and she always wants to know what she could do differently in a couple of journals that she is prepping for her granddaughter. So this is with that in mind. And as you can see, I'm creating a rectangular size with the paper. And this is just a scrap from my stash. As you know, I have lots of Dutch door setups that I do, and I usually do not end up throwing most of these scraps. So this is a good use of at least some of the paper in there. And I think I will have a Polaroid kind of rectangular shape and more like a square Insta camera the film that comes out of that, which is more like a square one, depending on what camera you use. So that is kind of the rough idea. So I will go ahead and speed up the process a bit because it's going to be a long one and I do not want you to be sitting here all day. So I will speed up the process slightly more, and I will talk you through the steps that I would like you to keep in mind. Using these templates, I'm now going to position them where I want, and then I'm going to outline the template so that I will have a rough idea of where to place the images. And I'm just going to make sure I do not have any really dark pencil marks on there. And now I will go with one of these tapes. And don't worry, I'll have all the names of the washi tapes. These are all pre-cut washi tapes from the washi tape shop. And thanks to Washi Tape Shop for gifting me all of these amazing tapes to play around with. And I have a full flip through of the entire collection separately. And please check that out if you want to see what other fun tapes they included. And I'm going with my washi cutter, which is a metal ruler kind of tool, and my Fisker ceramic knife, which is more like the X-Acto knife. And I think I love how precise each of these are. So now I'm going back to getting my Pigma Micron in a size 10, and I'm going to outline these using my metal ruler because the plastic rulers, I think it does kind of smear more. And if you're worried about the ink getting onto your pages on areas you really don't intend for them to, please make sure you wipe the edges well after every time you draw with them. But here I'm not really worried because I'm making sure that I pay attention to and I lift them entirely off the page. Otherwise, I would also end up smearing them. So this is where we are. And I will talk you through the process in this first Dutch door setup. And we are just going to have the similar steps for the other Dutch doors that will follow. So now we have the framework, and now we will add the Polaroid part of the strip just at the bottom. And I like the solid broader tip with the size 10, and I have linked all the products I have used because I know a lot of people are always asking for the tweezers or the kneaded eraser that I used or any of the favorite pens that I use. And I am going to have to white out the line in the middle because that was not really needed. So this is how you try new things and just let the creativity flow. And sometimes it just comes to me and the process just unfolds. So let me know if you are that way or you need to have like a solid plan even before you start. So now I'm going for the slanted Dutch door on these pages now because I think I will go for the slanted version and not the straight edge because I wanted to try the slanted one. Yeah, that was really throwing me off even with that Uniball Signo, the white gel pen. It did not quite cover up that black. So I'm going to use this as a base now, and I will trim off the film strip washi. And that film strip washi is the film roll kind of designs. They are part of the Pixel Dash washi set, which when I last checked, all of these tapes are very much in stock. So I like to just take off the tapes just like so. And you've seen me do the same process even before. And I use my blunter gyro cut. And I'm trying to see if I need a second layer, but I think this will do. Because we will be having additional Dutch doors, I think this is a good starting point. And I'm going with my gyro cut now. And if you're wondering how to use this tool or how to get started with this tool, I have a basic beginner level tutorial on how you can do so. And I have linked it for you. I have also linked the tool because you might want to grab the original and not get the knockoffs, which are plenty in the market. And you can see how I'm using that scissors to trim off the straight edges, just like so. And this is basically the process that is, and hope I was clear. And now I'm going to do the other side, and I will also make sure that the scenes are slightly different when it comes to elements that are right adjacent to each other. And this tape has lots of sizes you can pick from, so it's really helpful to navigate or just decide on what elements you want inside each Polaroid. Maybe I should have waited until I cut them out entirely to add the lines. What do you think? Because every time I try this, I see that I have to go back and add the black lines to complete the Polaroid afterwards. So now I'm coming back with the scraps to complete this page, the scraps from the page on the other side, because I hate wasting washi. And now let's set up the next Dutch door, and I want the film strips to be right next to each other. So that's what I wanted to do. So whatever pictures are going off each of the Dutch doors, it can overlap, it doesn't matter. But the film strips have to be right next to each other. So that is kind of the base we put the Dutch doors on. And I think I will move both of them a bit down this time. And I'm also alternating between the rectangular Polaroid and the square film or the picture space. So that way it will not look all the same. You know what I mean? So remember to always use the self-healing cutting mat underneath anything that you do, just make sure that area is well covered. And that self-healing cutting mat is also from Journal Say. And this is the base of the next Dutch door. And let's make sure that we have some difference in the scenery. And I would like to feature the lighthouse and the outdoor cherry blossoms very well. So that's why those pinks and greens are really being showcased here. On to actually cutting the Dutch doors again. And I'm using my Gyro Cut Pro once again because this is really nice, sharp, versatile blade. And this is just perfect because I don't want any rough edges or uneven edges or damaged edges for any of the setups. So I'm lining up the next Dutch door as well here. And I think this is the base again. So I'm moving the tapes or the Polaroids or the templates a bit up. And then I'm going to also alternate the shapes. So that is exactly what we did earlier. I'm just repeating the process. So our Dutch toes on the right side are pretty much done now. And now let's see what other scenes we can bring for the left side. And we will also have the rightmost part or the last page of the Dutch toes set up to decorate. And this, I think I don't want to waste all the bigger pieces from the scraps, and I don't want the same scenes to be repeated right next to each other. So I'm using some of the elements that can go in that space, and I want some of the elements to be visible from the front, especially the scraps that are wide enough to cover some of that white space. And I think that does give a fun touch, especially along the edges. And I'm also bringing in the crows from one of the older tapes. I believe it's called the Lotus Saga, also from the washi tape shop. And this is how they are placed. And I also have that crab, which is just jumping off the water, which can easily go in that scene. So you see how I'm bringing in different tapes, and I also want to bring a couple of girls from this roll. And I will have the names of all the tapes in the description, so don't worry about where they came from. And this is going to be the last bit of the decorations we have before we get into the inside pages. Notice how I'm bringing in smaller elements and small things to complete the scenes for the inner pages. And this roll has lots of such elements that I can use. And the paddle boards are definitely something that can take a peek from inside there, but not quite fully visible. And I also do not want the same items to be visible from either side. And let us see, we also need something for that outer edge, and we will bring in some more of the crows from here, or the seagulls, some birds definitely. And we will also use that second crab right there. And I think I will keep the washi straight here. I just wanted some representation, but then I think I will not take up all that writing space when I use the washi tape on an angle. So I'm trimming off the washi just like so that the writable space is maximized. And this roll also has some really cute elements, and I think I will add a couple more to fill some of the white space in here. And I'm not using any quotes as such here, so that would be something I would like to save as in the writing space. And I'm also trying to bring in some of those smaller elements there, and I'm trimming off that sticker right at the washi tape. And we have lots of scraps that we can use, but I end up having to actually throw some of the really tiny unusable ones. And I tried bringing in some of these as well, but I don't think the stickers combine well with the theme we have. We also have some of those loose flower bushes, and we can definitely have them standing there, or maybe just taking a peek from the side, just like some flowers along the flower bed. And I want to bring in this Aurora house tape, which is more like a Scandinavian kind of scenes they have, but I think, yeah. And I would also like to balance some of the black we have on the right pages with the washi tapes. And I'm bringing in some functional boxes now. And as you can see, I have used this sticker book quite well. And some of the most commonly used sizes are almost out. But I think I'll just make do with whatever sizes are left here. And I'm making sure I do some clusters again, because I think clusters definitely look better. And if you are looking for more simpler ways or just beginner level Dutch door setups that you can get started with, I have a full playlist starting with very basic beginner friendly projects, and then you can advance to harder ones or more advanced ones once you are familiar with it. And I also have my video, or more like a tutorial, where I share tips on how you can get started with Dutch doors, some very beginner friendly tips, but once you start using them, then I think you will get more comfortable. So I have my 15 pro tips that I had shared, and I will link the video for you. And let's bring in some of the elements that are usable for the space we have. And these are such whimsical doodles that are always cute anywhere you put them down. So you can never go wrong with such elements. So that's why I thought I will bring them in. And we also have some of these stickers which also help in balancing some of the colors we have on the pages otherwise. And I'm also trying to use some of the smaller flower arrangements and flower vases and such cute houses. And I don't want them to be necessarily visible from the front, but since we have a lot of white space on the inner pages, I like to bring in clusters. And let me know how you are liking this, and if you have tried something as advanced as this. Even the advanced Dutch door setups, I have quite a few on my channel. Please check them out if you are looking for more advanced things to try. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well if you like to see such creative things coming together. And this is one of the last set of clusters I will be doing. And please check out all the other videos I mentioned, along with all the tips, shops, and all that useful stuff that you might want to check out and go shop if you liked any of the products. And most of the shops I have products from, they don't restock their products even if they sell out. So if you see something and you like something, please make sure that you grab them right away. And I also have a few releases coming in my radar, so I have all that information available for you. So definitely check that out. And I think that is pretty much done. Some scraps are just not meant to be there. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.